Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I am back from a walk in the woods in nature, and I never bring my cell phone device when I go for a walk in the woods because a walk in the woods is my time to commune with Mother Earth and tune into her and be silent and listen. So, how many of us are on our cell phones a lot for work and things like that? And we need to have downtime from the electronic devices. So I'm sure to not put my phone near me, especially when I sleep. And I have a place that I go in the remote wilderness that I can even sleep, and there is no Wi-Fi. And, if you have that opportunity to do something like that, it's amazing how rested, how refreshed you'll feel, because you're not having those radio frequencies. So I always make sure to schedule at least one or two of those per year vacations up in the mountains of West Virginia or somewhere where there's little Wi-Fi. You have to go down the road or in the town to use the Wi-Fi. Hi, Wolfman, 1993. Thank you for being here. Now, I told one of my people that are in my community that join me in the community, Mandomania TV, that I would go live today because he asked me if I would go live today. And when I decided to press the button on YouTube to go live, I thought, okay, what subject matter do I need to talk about? So I decided to talk about nature and how when we just take time to meditate, breathe, and relax, we're so more in tune with our soul and what our soul needs. Now, this year, I'm getting so much more in tune with what my soul needs. Hi, Mandomania. Thanks for being here. I went live because you asked me to go live. So I'm glad you're here. So, what does our soul need to be happy? What does our soul need to de-stress, unwind in a world that is so fast-paced sometimes? And especially people who follow psychics, because I do believe that you out there who are watching have the potential to be very intuitive and empathic and psychic yourself, for one thing. And that's why you follow me, because like attracts a like and a vibration. So I have been doing these readings for 20 years now, and I have done professional mediumship on stage. I've worked on myself as a psychic. I have done a spiritual warrior retreat for 10 days without my cell phone and 2 rounds of Taekwondo a day. I did end up getting my yellow belt, and I was almost going to get my orange belt, but then the COVID hit in Taekwondo. And it takes a lot of mental discipline to be able to be psychic and a medium. And one thing that I make sure to do is a walk in the woods and nature. So I had drawn this picture of my spirit guide. And this is my spirit guide, one of them. And I'm not the greatest artist. No, that's actually my signature there, which it doesn't look cat. It looks cat backwards, doesn't it? Because it's this way, spelling Jane, but it looks cat. And I just, I thought that, like expressing yourself through art is so amazing because we don't have to be fantastic painters to be able to be just express ourselves. We can just paint the way it comes out. But it's always, for me, it's about nature and how I tune into nature. So, and my sister actually painted this one. This is really good, huh? She's an amazing artist. And thanks, Mandomania. It's a drawing. I started with a drawing first, and then I painted her. But so how do we express ourselves? how do we enlighten our soul, and how do we lift our soul higher to vibrate and match vibration with what we need on the earth plane to be happy? You will witness a change in yourself when you're around people that are not matching the vibration that you want to emanate out there in the universe, or you want to draw to you. For instance, if you are trying to manifest success in your job, career, or something like that, but you keep on hanging around with a friend that kind of like just complains a lot and they're not happy with their life, they're always ungrateful, you want to kind of try to distance yourself from that person. But, send them love, light. Also, send them love and light and caring, but they could be draining your batteries. They could be draining down your energy. They could be pulling your energy to come down and be drained. How much work are you putting into something, but you're not seeing results? This is the subject that I wanted to talk about today. And how much do we people please? And how much do we feel drained from others because we feel like we're not getting gratification back? And I always say, go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. That's right. Go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. Think of those words for a minute, because when we go places with people where we're celebrated, we feel amazing, right? They lift us up. They believe in us. They support us. They don't just tolerate us. So if you're in a family of people that just tolerate you, that's a hard family or tribe to be in. And some people, their soul's journey is to come in and be in a family like that, where they're just tolerated and they just go on, and it's very dysfunctional and unhealthy for them. But, and then how do you detach from those people emotionally or physically? You can. There is an art to being able to detach if you're feeling stuck in a family that doesn't kind of support you, or, but they, so what I'm hearing spirits say is that I need to talk about the subject for whoever's watching me today. And, I actually also, have three things. I was looking at my phone. Sorry. I have four things that you can do daily. When you get up in the morning, you can give thanks in advance for a great day. You can wake, slay, pray, and then you work towards your goal. And then you visualize in your goal a positive outcome for your goal. So you already try to visualize what outcome you want in the goal that you're trying to work for in your life. Like if you just want work for a successful YouTube channel and you have 5,000 subscribers or 10 million subscribers and you go viral or something, you give thanks in advance for that already happening as if it already existed. You wake, slay, pray, meaning you work hard. When you wake up, you just get out there and you slay them, and then you work towards that goal. And working towards that goal, but you're also grateful for the goal that you've already done. Grateful that you've already matched somewhat of the goal, even if the goal is little, even if you haven't succeeded that well, even if you look at yourself and you compare yourself to other people and you say, but look at them, they're so much bigger than I am. We don't need to do that. We just need to be grateful for us and what we're doing for our small goal. One step forward, baby steps. So, I wrote this one a long time ago, and I can actually see that I put on something that for my son on that, how to have success. I tried to help my son manifest success for himself. And I wrote that the owner of Pickwick helped the guy that was on Family Feud to be on his TV show. And my son ended up getting a really good show that was a hit every Friday or Saturday at Pickwick and Frolic, where he did his venue. I helped him with a goal. And then he ended up going to the big stage, which is all the famous comedians. So in a way, it's like every single goal that I ever had, I matched vibration with every single goal. Once I had a goal to be a model. I was a model when I was young in the way that the spirit saw it fit for me. Now, if I was to go further and work harder on that goal, who knows what could have happened when I was young, but I kind of gave up early. And I went down the right path for me to meet that goal. So I was a model at an art gallery. But if I, like I said, if I would have not given up, who knows, that goal might have come to me, that I could have maybe been in a magazine or something. But so, a lot of times, sometimes we give up early. It takes years sometimes to match our goal. And there's this other thing that I did one time through Mind Valley Academy, and it's about how to unblock your abundance, and prosperity. And people unknowingly block their abundance by being always worried about their financial situation, or always talking about their financial situation in a negative way, like saying the words, I'm broke. If they do that, they're really going to be broke, And it's about the power of our words. The words are a prayer. They go out into the universe and they're a spell. So be sure you're keeping your words very positive. And how to shape your world with your consciousness. We can shape our world with our consciousness. And one thing that I want to tell everybody is just don't give up. Like the story of my seahorse, my 14-karat gold seahorses, I was carrying a vibration of happiness and joy a long time ago because I was going to go on a cruise. And I was so happy. And I'm like, oh my God, I've never been on a cruise before. I was playing songs, like Love Boat. And I was just really, happy and vibrating that happiness of joy about being able to go on this cruise the first time in my life, like 10 years ago. And I found a 14-karat gold seahorse. And it showed up on the walking trail where I was walking. And I realized, oh my God, I turned my thoughts into gold. See what I'm saying? We're alchemists. We are literal alchemists. We can turn our thoughts into gold. And how do you become an alchemist, by the way? I can teach you how to become an alchemist really, really, really quickly on this video. One way is breathing. Breathing. So you take a deep breath in, and then you let it out. And then you do that about 9 rounds. And then eventually you get all that carbon dioxide in your body and you don't need anymore. You don't even need to breathe for a while because you've taken such deep breaths. And then you can literally hold your breath for about 40 seconds too. That's how the people in the US, like the Navy SEALs and things, they do that too. And they change their alchemy in their body, and you can actually heal yourself by that breathing too, that breathing technique. There's a guy that does that, and it's a free app. It's a free app to download. And the free app download is called, let me see if I still have it. I know I have the app somewhere. I just have to find it on here. There's also an ESP training app, which is really cool. If you want to train yourself how to have more psychic abilities and how to remote view. I'm going to try to find the app. But if I can't find it, for some reason I feel like it's this one. Let me see if it's this one. Loading, installing. Daily Harvest. No, that's for something else. Okay, never mind. Okay, let me find this app though. I have so many apps on my phone that I should take some of them off. My sister just did it with me, actually. It's the name of the guy is, my sister came over and she did the breathing with me, and we just laid on the floor, and it was just like, it taps into an area of your brain that does not exist or you've never tapped into. It's a German guy who created this. He's got a German accent. I'm just going to look for the video that I put on. Oh my God. Hold on one sec. Okay, here it is. It's Wim, W-I-M, Hof, H-O-F. He's German. Wim Hof breathing technique and yoga. But this was totally amazing, and I highly suggest doing his breathing technique and his app. He also talks about taking a cold shower when you first get in the shower, because the freezing cold will help all your blood vessels open. It's really good for your immune system. And when I was on a spiritual retreat once, I took ice baths, and they do these on spiritual retreats. They do ice baths. So, okay, who has a question for me now that we've talked about some subject? I'm going to invite people to ask some questions. My son sang the national anthem, by the way, at the baseball game. Very proud of him. He came over just a little while ago. I told him how proud I was of him, and I gave him a hug. I wanted to give, well, here, I'm going to play it. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars the rule of heaven aspire. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave room through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the So anyway, that's my son. He's amazing. He sings amazingly. And he sang the national anthem at the minor league baseball field stadium. It's called the Crusher Stadium in Avon. And I'm hoping that will lead to more for him. But it's just amazing that he's already doing this and doing what he loves. And, you know, the saying by Deepak Chopra that I love is, do what you love, the money will follow. Deepak Chopra. Love that saying. And it's true. If you do what you love and you never give up, eventually you can make a living off your art or your entertainment business, you know, or whatever business you love to do, you love to be passionate about, you love to, if you want to just, you know, a car mechanic, you know. So hi, Nicole Barnard and Wolfman 1993. And I hope you guys are still here. If you're not, that's fine. I noticed that the planets are really interesting today. So my spirit guide told me that they were in a certain form, and now we have that hurricane that is picking up, or that tropical storm is picking up in Florida. So we're going to feel the energy spinning on the earth plane, especially in the US, because, you know, and it went back into some different planetary alignments today. So today was a shift of energy of just peaceful, quiet, pensive time, I've noticed, just like a time of rest and recovery for a lot of people. Didn't have any clients book any readings today, which is interesting. So I always trust in the planets because I needed the rest too, because I had a very busy, fast-paced weekend where I was helping a lot of people. So if anybody has any questions, let me know. And then if not, I'll just keep going into talking about the subject matter that I was talking about, which is the walk in the woods, the walk in nature, and how we get so much from nature that when we just do grounding or walking in nature, we can really, really feel the difference when we just walk barefoot in nature and feel our toes and our feet on the ground. And then we get the Mother Earth to come up. Yeah, you can have a general reading. Yes, of course you can. Yes, you can have a general reading. Can I have a general reading, Mandomania asks? Yes, that's why I'm here for you. And hey, if you had to step away, it's fine, because I am all about stepping away, because half the time I have to step away from my own videos. So yeah, go ahead and write and type your question in. And I'll wait for your question. And while I'm waiting for your question, I'm just going to talk so I can keep talking. I have, I forgot. I was going to put this on TikTok today. I have a Certificate of Achievement award that I got. I'll try and move this little doll over. Oops. This achievement award that I've gotten has a special seal on it. It's from, Korea, and it's my Taekwondo yellow belt. And the reason why I'm showing it is because, like I said, I was supposed to go on to get my orange belt, but I kind of gave up. And I was really hoping to get my black belt. And I was the age I was at, and I was keeping up with all the kids, the young kids in the Taekwondo class and everything. And they were all, we had to run across the mat. And I was like out of breath because I'm a little overweight and things like that. But, the payoff was this, that I learned the techniques, and I was like, wow, I can really learn these things. Wow, this is amazing. I mean, I thought that I had like a learning block, and I was scared. Every time I went to the class, I was terrified, But I ended up like feeling so grounded and so peaceful from that Taekwondo. And the message for Taekwondo is never give up, because you have a goal. You have the black belt as your goal. And then you help others. Once you get your black belt, you help others. And it keeps carrying on, so on and so on and so on. So July 4th was 26 years that my brother passed. I wanted to see if he had any messages for me. Okay. And can you tell me, I'm sorry that he passed on July 4th. Wow, and the anniversary of his passing. Can you tell me again his name, Mandomania, so I can call him in and see if his spirit is here and see if he wants to talk to me today. So I'm just going to listen. Okay, Mandomania TV and his brother who passed on July 4th. Okay, what I saw is, Domingo. Okay, Domingo Salazar Jr., are you here and can you talk to us? The first vision that he shows me is a lawn chair, like sitting on a lawn chair. LAWN, lawn, and just relaxing and sitting maybe outside near a grill or barbecue or a fire or something. He's showing me that. And I don't know if he's trying to show me that you were doing it and that he was around you and you were doing it on July 4th, or if he did it a lot before he passed. Can you relate to this message from him? He also comes in, and I'm seeing a form taking on an object in this video. If you see it up here right there on the ceiling. I am seeing kind of like what looks like a barbecued pig, like a pork roast, like almost like feeling like a pig roast or something. Now, if this can connect with you somehow, Mandomania TV, let me know, because maybe you had that this weekend or something for the 4th. If not, he's talking about it. And so you don't know what he's talking about? Okay. And sometimes when I think of that, people call law enforcement that. So I don't know if there's some connection there. And okay, so something about being really handy, like handiwork. Excuse me. Okay. Now, somebody's coming through, also a male's coming through. See, when I get ready to channel, all of a sudden I have to start clearing my throat to speak up in my throat chakra. They said their son was killed. So somebody in spirit is with him, and I believe it's his father. So was your brother killed? Or is this the person that you were saying your cousin or something was killed? Excuse me. See, it's happening again to me. I hadn't cleared my throat the whole reading, but now I'm, the whole YouTube video, but now I'm clearing my throat. So that's when I get ready to channel, I have to start clearing my throat. Okay, your brother was killed. Okay, so that's confirming from spirit that this is him talking. So why he's saying his son was killed, whoever said this, was because, is your father in spirit too? Because if so, he's with your father. He's saying he's with your father on the other side. And that was your father speaking. If your father's not in spirit, then somebody's talking about their son being killed. And it could be your cousin's father too. Your father is still alive? Okay, that's what I thought. I thought your father was still alive. So why ever he said it like that, I don't know why he said it like that, but he is trying to state to me, your brother, that he was killed. Okay. But how I heard him say it was, my son was killed, and I wasn't sure why he said it like that. So I'll have to think about that for a minute. And sometimes the spirits will say something to me and it'll be kind of muffled and I'll misunderstand it too. So he was maybe trying to put two sentences together. So anyway, did they rob him or something? Did he get robbed? Because somebody just said robbed. They robbed me. And they said something about a store owner too, a store owner. And then they said something about distilled liquor, which was maybe at some okay, so I don't know what he's talking about, but I'm going to just keep listening. Okay, tell me exactly what you want to tell me, Domingo Salazar Jr. Please talk to me. Please talk to me. He shows me a picture hanging on the wall. He shows me a portrait of himself. He also shows me a cross. Okay, so he's not talking about a robbery. It's not him talking about a robbery. Okay, so do you know what he's talking about with a store owner? I don't know why I'm getting all this. It could be somebody else's spirit here or something, or somebody, it could be your cousin in spirit also talking, okay? And maybe he knew about a robbery inside a store owner, because sometimes when the spirits say stuff, people can't relate to what I'm saying. So I understand, Mandomania, if you can't relate to what I'm saying right now. So you have to take some time to think about it and like write it down, and then like later on it makes sense to you. Okay, so that's how I know, because I read for people, and I know psychics who read for people that they say the person says no, and then but then the spirit is saying, the spirit is really saying this. So it could be like a lead to the case of your cousin, for instance. It could be, and that's why you're saying no, because you didn't know how your cousin passed or what happened, maybe. Or, well, you did know that he was killed, and you did know who did it, right? But they're talking about something that is over here on the side. It's something about a store owner, and it's sold a liquor store. And because remember before I was going to try to pick up something for you and your cousin. So I think that something's trying to come up. So whatever I just said, because now I can't remember what I said from the spirit channel. So it's going to make sense later too, I think. Okay, so Domingo. Okay, and now he just said his name to me. And you were very close to him when you were younger, correct? And he said something about his shoulder too. And he said, you know, like, I feel like sometimes he comes in, when he comes in, he taps on your shoulder. And yeah, that lawn chair thing, going back to that lawn chair thing, he could be saying he's around you mostly when you are sitting on like a recliner chair or lawn chair, because that's when you like to relax, and that's when you're getting it the most. So I believe that's what he's trying to say. His spirit is not coming through too intensely today, only because I have been like really tired, worn out, and wasn't sure if I was going to be able to channel spirit today. Just because of, you know, the weekend I had and the brain energy and things like that. So, but these are the messages that I'm getting from him. Let me see if I get anything else. I'm going to call in his name one more time just to be sure that I didn't miss something. Domingo Salazar Jr. Can you talk to me in spirit for your brother? He wants to hear from you. You were killed on July 4th, 26 years ago. And do you have any messages for your brother? And somebody's holding up a piece of paper right now. And do you have something of his? Because he said there's a foreign object, meaning you have something of his. Is it near the bed or something in your bedroom? Do you understand what he's saying? And then he held up a piece of paper. It almost made me feel like, did somebody used to read like sheet paper, like lyrics or melodies and sing? But I don't know, because all I saw was a vision of somebody holding a paper. It seemed to be a female, actually, holding up a piece of paper. But whoever this is in spirit, this vision that I'm getting, they were holding up a physical piece of paper, like a document or something. So I'm not sure what you're talking about there, the spirit. I'm not sure what he's showing me. So he just wants to let you know that he's aware that you miss him every day. You think about him. They keep saying, somebody keeps talking about a store owner over and over again. It's something like, was there like a store close by to where you lived growing up, maybe? And that's what he's talking about. It was like a liquor store, an alcohol store that sold alcohol. I don't know. He just keeps talking about that. Oh, and he said blood brother. He said blood brother. You're my blood brother. He just said that. Was he in a coma for a while? He tells me something about some things that were sterilized, or somebody talks about being in a coma for a while. And you know, sterile environment, like things were sterilized in the hospital, things were very clean. He talks about somebody that's clean and sober. He did say that too. He said there was a gun. He said he got shot. There was a gun. He's talking about all these things with himself right now. Okay, so this is your cousin talking. See, I was going to say, I knew that your cousin was going to come in and talk too, besides your brother. So he's the one that's in coma. Okay. So what he's saying is, when he was in that coma, he did feel that he was in that sterile environment. I just want to let you know, his higher subconscious mind felt that he was in a hospital setting, because he's saying it was very sterile in there, sterilized. He might have had to have some surgeries too. Your brother got shot as well, but died on arrival. Right. Okay. Yes, I know. We know that your brother died right away, but you know, like I said, this is your cousin talking now. So whatever this message means to you, I'm going to go back and, okay. So we wanted to talk to your brother, but I knew your cousin would start to come in and talk too when we tried to talk to your brother. July 4th, it was 26 years that my brother passed. Let's see if he had any messages for me. Okay, July 4th, 26 years. Okay. Now, weird, but I see like this thing around the wrist. Somebody showed me something around the wrist. So it's like a watch of theirs or something. Usually when a male would show me something like a bracelet around the wrist, it's usually a watch for a man. Do you have something like that of your brother's, like a watch, and he's trying to show it to me that have his watch? Or his something that you wore around the wrist or the wristband or something like that. Because he is trying to show me that. Now, it almost felt like also was somebody like addicted to some things. Was somebody like addicted to drugs or addicted to pot or heroin or something bad, you know, felt that energy come into because they were talking about a symbolic code word. Okay. So no watch. So I don't know why I saw something around the wrist, but I saw that vision. Okay. So we'll see. You know, it almost looked like a prayer bead bracelet. It really, to me, it was a prayer bead bracelet. You know, those little beads that you wear as a bracelet? Prayer beads. And maybe he's just trying to show me, your cousin, that he felt that a lot of people were praying for him when he was in that coma. So it could just be symbolic, because when I see a vision, sometimes the spirit shows me the vision, but it's symbolism. It means something. So I have to work my way around it, usually by talking to the person that I'm doing the reading for. Rosary, okay, that makes sense. And they did say rosary earlier. They said rosary earlier to me, and I just didn't listen to it because I was like, well, wait, is he Catholic? Because usually Catholics have rosaries, but not every, you know, it just, you don't have to be a Catholic to have rosaries. So I didn't say it. But yeah, the spirit did say rosary to me earlier. And so he was definitely, because I didn't say it, then he was going to try to show me a vision, because he yelled it in my ear, rosary. And then because I didn't say it, he was going to definitely try to show me a vision next, because he was going to make sure I said that word, something about like prayer beads or rosaries. So people prayed for him. I keep feeling this feeling here in my head, like it hurts right here in my head. So I don't know if the bullet went back here in the back of the brain when he was shot. But that's where I'm getting pain, right back here. So see, like when you are a medium, you'll get the pain at the time they were killed, which is kind of hard to feel that. But also somebody said that they were cut too, because they said sliced. So do you understand this message from either or spirit? Unless that meant that he already had like a slice from something else. I'm not sure. A cut or something. Okay, some stuff is coming in here from my if you hear that dinging, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but that's notifications from YouTube. Not sure. On a cut? Okay. Yeah, because somebody said slice. One of them said slice. So I don't know, but they were trying to say, like, did they have something like maybe even a birthmark or a slice, like they got cut earlier or something, or so maybe this will come back into your memory of some kind, some way. That's good. And somebody just keeps saying over and over again, he's clean and sober, he's clean and sober. So I don't know if that means like he was doing alcohol or drugs or somebody, and now like they're on the other side and they're clean and sober, or they're celebrating someone's sobriety that is alive on the earth plane. Like they're congratulating somebody. Oh, you cut your knee yesterday? Okay. Then that could be what he's telling me then, that he was observing that you cut your knee yesterday. because he wants to tell you that he wants to tell me, so he knows that you know that he's around you. See what I'm saying? And that he's seeing everything that's going on. So I think that's what it is then, because all he said was cut, slice, you know. So sorry you cut your knee yesterday. Hope you're okay. Okay, so a little bit of a weak connection, but a little bit, you know, okay connection with whatever he's trying to say. And we could definitely go deeper some other time for sure. I told myself I was just gonna like take a break from channeling spirit today because I was like so drained and tired. When I go up to Pennsylvania, it's like a working weekend because I'm the hostess of the mostest, and I'm making sure that all the campers are happy. So I'm like just constantly on the go, constantly running around. So today was kind of more a day of rest. And I don't know, I wanted to know if that was correct though. This feeling I got back here, was there a bullet that went through his head? Because, and he told you not to self-loathe. He told you not to dislike yourself. He needs you, your brother needs you to go into more loving yourself more. Your brother definitely told me to tell you this. He said, silence. Sometimes silence is the best thing for your situation, what you're going through, is just to be quiet and just observe things and be quiet. And you don't have to talk a lot with whatever is going on in your life, and that you need to love yourself more right now. So he wants to let you know that if you are quiet and you do some meditation, it's going to really help you a lot if you just get some alone time. He's trying to give you guidance from the other side, your brother, because he cares about you. Okay? Now, were you a baby or something when this happened to him? He's saying you were a baby. Were you a baby and you just heard about it? Because then you grew up and you heard that your brother was killed? Or he's saying you were a baby when it happened. Did I hear that right from him? Or somebody was a baby when it happened. I did hear him say that. So, Mandomania, I hope I'm helping you in some way, giving you some closure from your brother. So, I don't know if you walked away or not from the thing, but he's probably still there. All right, let me see what else he said. Somebody said something about, he knows you don't like to be told what to do. So he knows that that's your trigger. Like if somebody tries to tell you what to do, he doesn't like that. You don't like that at all. And he said he's going to give you support. That was the last thing he said. He's going to give you support from the other side. He just wants to let you know. And that you guys buried him. Buried. He said buried. He's buried in the earth. He doesn't have ashes. He said buried just now. So whoever buried him. Okay, so he did his best in trying to talk through me. So I hope that helped you. 43 minutes now I went for this live video. Originally started talking about the earth and, you know, how to connect with the earth and tune in, but ended up talking to a spirit. It went well, I think. So Mandomania, I hope that helped you a little bit, gave you a little bit of closure from your brother, and that you knew it was him talking through me, okay? And I'm going to welcome anybody in the future to ask me a question. I'm a medium, but I also am an influencer. I'm an inspirational person. I'm many things. So I'm not just a medium. I am many things. So, okay, have a great day. Thank you.